Apparently, this YouTube dude, Jake Paul, thinks that he can really beat Daniel Cormier's ass. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Sanctuary, where we talk about all things sports all the time. Today, we're going to be talking about this crazy bath salt smoking YouTube boxer dude, Jake Paul, and his comments that he made saying that he could beat up former heavyweight UFC champion, Daniel Cormier. But before we get into all that, please let me remind you and ask you real quick, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like, and turn on your notifications so you can be alerted every time I upload new content to this channel. Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's get back to this idiot, Jake Paul. I don't know what's getting into him after he thinks that he knocked out a retired basketball player who's old as hell, Nate Robinson, and then he beats up Ben Askren, who's a retired UFC fighter. Never was the best striker when he was in UFC, taking multiple losses before he went and retired out. I don't know why he thinks there's a big credible wins, that he thinks that he can talk shit to actually established world champion fighters, whether they're boxers or not. I don't know, man. So this is what happened. After Jake Paul's victory at this Triller boxing match against Ben Askren this past Saturday, he started talking shit about Tyron Woodley, who just took his third or fourth loss in a row this past UFC card. And he was talking a bunch of shit. I forget if it was on a podcast or if it was in the post-fight conference after the boxing match. But he starts running his mouth about Tyron Woodley. Daniel Cormier hears about this. So he jumps on his Twitter. He makes a comment like, yo, Jake Paul should never be talking to Tyron like that. Tyron used to run his division in UFC, yada, yada, yada. Jake Paul hears about this, jumps on his brother's podcast and starts saying, yo, man, fuck Daniel Cormier. I'll beat Daniel Cormier's ass. Blah, 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 blah. He's talking all this shit like these new kids and should be doing these days, man. Jumping on the podcast, jumping on the Instagrams, jumping on whatever, the YouTube, and just running their mouth, talking a bunch of smack. And then Daniel Cormier, he responds on his podcast, Cormier, and with that, I forget how to say his name, Ariel Helwani or whatever his name is. He has a podcast with Daniel Cormier. So Daniel gets on there. He responds to Jake, saying that he would never fight him. I mean, he would never fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul don't want a piece of him. Why would Daniel Cormier ever fight him? It makes no sense for him. And he's right. Why would Daniel Cormier even think about stepping into the ring with this has-been YouTube dude? Daniel Cormier ain't hurting for money, and he's definitely not hurting for clicks and likes on his YouTube channel page trying to fight this dude. Like, this is ridiculous, man. Get out of here with this. For some reason, I feel like this is all leading up to some big, overblown YouTube pay-per-view boxing match of Jake Paul against Floyd Mayweather. I don't know why I feel like that's going to happen, because Floyd Mayweather's been taking all these joke fights lately. He did the Conor McGregor fight. He did the one fight with the kid in Japan, the kickboxer or whatever, man. We went over to China or whatever and did that little silly-ass fight. So I could see Floyd taking this fight because he don't want to fight real people. He don't want to fight real boxers anymore either. He wants to do these stupid exhibitions so he doesn't lose his 50-0 fighting record, even though that 50th win came against Conor McGregor, who ain't really a boxer. And back to this Daniel Cormier thing, even though Daniel Cormier is not a boxer, he is still a very elite fighter. He is pound for pound a world champion at wrestling. World champion, world elite wrestler. And he's got some hands. He knows how to strike. He's not a boxer. And we all know that boxing is not as easy as it looks. Getting into the ring with somebody who knows how to box, who knows how to use proper technique, corner cutting, all these kind of different things. Yeah, boxing is not for the people who don't know how to strike and don't know how to use their hands. But Daniel Cormier, I feel like, doesn't fit into that category. Because even though he's not a professional boxer, he is a professional fighter. And his trainers, he's got some of the best trainers in the sport of UFC. He can pull in some great boxing coaches. He's got the money to get the great training staff in there. He's got the will and the determination, and he's got the weight and size, man. Like, I don't know why Jake Paul would in his mind think that he could win a street fight, a boxing fight, a UFC fight, a wrestling fight. I don't know why he thinks he could win any fight with Daniel Cormier. Like, and what's the thing with going after retired fighters? That's another thing I want to know. Why is he trying to fight all the retired? Because he can't fight for real? Is that what it is? Why don't you go fight a real boxer? Get your real boxing license, go get into boxing, and get knocked the fuck out like you should. Stop running your mouth talking to retired boxers and trying to get your little clicks up on YouTube, man. I hate you motherfuckers, man. I hate you cats like that from this new era, man, that live on this clout chasing shit. Like, just trying to get your... Makes my head want to explode, man. Go fight somebody who's worth fighting. Nobody's paying for your little pay-per-view thriller fights where you fighting old washed up motherfuckers. I didn't even watch it. I don't even care about it. The only reason I'm talking about this is because I saw this headline with Jake Paul talking about he was going to beat up Daniel Cormier. And after I got done laughing for like 20 minutes straight, I decided, you know what, I want to address this on my YouTube channel. Because I just couldn't let it go. But what do you guys think? You think Jake Paul is out of his fucking mind talking crazy to Tyron Woodley and Daniel Cormier about boxing matches? Or are you smoking the same bath salts and paint thinner that this dude is smoking, and you think Jake Paul actually has a chance at beating Daniel Cormier in a boxing match? Let me know down in the comment section down below, and let's talk YouTube boxing. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and share the video with your friends if you found any informational or any entertainment value in this video. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm glad that you came by to watch this video. Thank you for your support, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.